All right, in this video, I'll be showing you how to put on powder paint. Now, this is normally for UV rosin when I bought it, but I thought, hey, why not try it on one of my 3D prints? So we decided to try it on this iguana, which normally I would usually airbrush, but I'm thinking that in a way, this is a way to get airbrush results, but without having to invest in an airbrush and have situations where your airbrush has to be cleaned and it doesn't work, it sputters. And also, when you put on the powder, if you don't like it, you can wipe it off. It's not permanent. And until you spray it, which I'm going to show on, well, I've already showed the part of the bluish color being sprayed. Now I'm applying the red color. Now, doesn't mean this is going to be the finish of just brushing it on. Basically, what I'm doing is giving it a base and a bit of a, uh, I would say like an airbrush, putting it on so that it blends. It's a lot easier than dry brushing if you're not a great dry brusher. So you can actually blend the pigment. Oh, well, it's not a pigment. Well, maybe it is a pigment. I didn't do my homework on that, but it's a powder. Anyway, when you put it together, you could probably blend the different colors. Now, between colors, I've been giving it a flat coat like this. I've been flat coating it on. And I'm thinking that if you don't want a sparkle to it, the actual matte coat or flat coat will work better. So here I've got the two colors and I've actually blended them as far as I'm concerned together. Now I'm putting in a green color. Now this is, like I said, this is a powder. So if you don't like it, before you apply the clear coat, you can wipe it off or blow it off, or even in that kind of I guess it would be either you can, well, you'd probably be able to wipe it clean with a towel or the sponge. But yeah, I've never tried, I've never tried to actually blend it with water. That I haven't tried, which I don't think in this case I'm going to try it. Now, doing the coats between and then spraying it, you also get a bit of a coat. I noticed that it doesn't like to stick to the clear as well. It kind of falls off a bit. So I'm thinking maybe you could actually do a little bit of a rough sanding in between. That would probably work well. I was just thinking about that as I've been watching this video and telling you exactly what's going on. Here I am spraying it again. And once you spray it, it's permanent. And yes, a great alternative to an airbrush. Now I'm actually speeding it up so I can do the next coat. So I'm using the hair dryer on it and getting it to the point where, yeah, I can apply the next coat. Now, I don't recommend until it's dry to take the brush to it again because your brush will get gummed up and you want your brush to be dry. So if you're going to wash your brush after, make sure it's dry before you apply it in your powder because you'll end up with a big pile of muck. So I'm thinking that this is actually blended together quite nicely. Now I'm also going to add right here, I actually showed up where I'm adding paint. This is actual acrylic paint to the parts that I think should stand out a little more. They're not as faded in. But the video basically was on doing the blending of the powder, and I'm thinking it's a great alternative to actually airbrushing. If you don't have the facility to airbrush, say you live in an apartment, But I'm also suggesting that you would get a ventilation, or you'd have to use a clear that's non-toxic and doesn't smell at all. This one's got a bit of a smell to it. And I do have filters going all the time, and they will turn red when they're refiltering the air. But it actually works out fine. It's one of the most low smelling one that I could find. I'm sure there's other ones out there. This is the brand right here. That's the gloss. I'm going to finish it off with the gloss. Now, I've done a lot of painting on it up to this point with the regular brush. And now I'm going to seal it up. The eyes are all done. I'm going to seal it with actually a gloss because I want it to kind of have a little bit of a sparkle to it, which I thought would be nice because the actual iguana itself has a kind of a, it's like a paint by number kind of idea. It's pretty wild. I'm not sure how many people like iguanas. I know they're invasive in Florida, but they're a neat looking creature and they're really neat to paint. And I enjoyed it. And I knew that this project would actually work good with the powder paints. And here he is here, all finished up. I think it looks great. I got it on a piece of fossil that I actually printed on the 3D printer solid. See that? That's actually solid. It feels actually like slate. And that's going to go in the museum. Same with the iguana. I have a full-size iguana, which I actually have a video on here of it being airbrushed. And like I said, the airbrushing is fun, but if you don't have the facilities to do it, and it's not expensive, but it can be depending how deep you go, and it could also be frustrating. So this is a great alternative. So what do you think? So if you'd like to get yourself some of this powdered paint, it's actually for doing UV resin, but you're seeing how I was able to make it work with the spray. And this actually will take a new level to the people that aren't really great at airbrushing, or don't really want to do the expensive airbrushing, or don't have the area to do airbrushing. The only thing is, if you use the spray, make sure you get a spray that's like a non-toxic smelling, or you'd have to have ventilation, which I do. Other than that, you've seen how it worked. And here is the, where is the camera? Here it is, right here. Oh, ignore the little, so it's like the mica powder. And I'll show you the top of the box here, if we can close it out decently. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. So there's the, that's resin, mica powder, 36 colors, and they'll last you a long time if you apply them like I showed you. And there you go. That's the first color I started with. So enjoy, and I hope you stayed for the whole video. And if you didn't, I hope you got something out of it, but you wouldn't be hearing this if you didn't stay. So anyway, subscribe, comment, and like. I'd like to get some more people on the channel, and some more of what should I do next, and what should I try next. And if you're not a 3D printer, or you're not a painter, maybe you'd want to see something done because you enjoy watching it being done. And that's cool. That's really cool. If you're somebody that loves the art, but doesn't have it in them to do it, but love to watch, that's the people I want. All right, Professor out. Take care.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.